Welcome back to the most terrifying and majestic geological expeditions. We often say solid as a rock to describe the permanence of Mother Earth. But what happens when the very ground beneath your feet unleashes its wrath? When colossal fissures tear through canyons and the seismic magnitude shatters the limits of the Richter scale. A natural earthquake typically radiates from a fixed fault line, but data from the Chaldean Geological Institute reveals a shocking physical paradox. The epicenter of this earthquake is walking. It is moving with deliberate intent, a single footstep capable of collapsing an entire dynasty. Today, we turn the darkest pages of Chaldean history, searching for a creature not born of nature, but forged from the absolute terror of humanity. Hold your breath as we face the incarnation of earthquakes, Ting. Exploring inside the ruins, archaeologists did not find the bones of an apex predator. The only evidence was this object, an ancient, cracked bronze vessel. It is one of the 4 treasures of ruin, an artifact that once belonged to a tyrannical king. X-ray spectral analysis reveals a chilling truth. The vessel is not an inanimate antique. Thousands of years of absorbing the agony and fear of ancient wars mutated it into a spiritual parasite. The vessel itself is the core of life, the brain of the monster. But an inorganic object cannot move on its own. To interact with the physical world and sow destruction, the vessel uses dark energy as a massive gravitational field, siphoning the surrounding earth and stone to build itself a mechanical host. Earth and stone coalesce, mud calcifies. The geological architecture takes shape. A giant 700-kilogram moose emerges. The machine of destruction has been initialized. Anatomical analysis proves Ting is not a conventional biological organism. It has no organs, no circulatory system. This rock shell is incredibly dense, creating an almost indestructible physical fortress. It doesn't need fleshy muscles to generate force. Tinglu's earthen body operates as a seismic resonance engine, dark energy leaking from the vessel's crack channels directly down into its 4 legs. With every step it takes, it releases kinetic shock waves that cut deep into the geological strata. It doesn't just create earthquakes, it is the earthquake, a walking tectonic fault line. Unlike other creatures that hunt for survival, Ting exists for a single purpose: collapse. It does not eat organic matter. Its malicious energy band drains the vitality of the environment, creating a death belt that remains barren for centuries. But physical devastation is not the most terrifying aspect. The most dangerous trait of this species lies in an invisible frequency, the vessel of ruin. The killing intent radiating from the crack carries an ancient fear. It acts as an infrasound emitter, directly interfering with the nervous system of every living thing nearby. All resistance is extinguished from within the mind, severely suppressing the enemy's capacity to mount a special attack. A wild Copperaja, a multi-ton elephantine behemoth, attempts to defend its territory. It charges with all its muscular might. The collision is equivalent to a train crash, but Ting is a monolithic stone wall, an entity that feels no pain. And when the Earth decides to counterattack, it shows no mercy. It utilizes fissure. With a single stomp, Ting Lu tears the ground open into an abyss that swallows the opponent whole. No matter how strong the enemy is, falling into a tectonic fissure means an instantaneous, absolute death. But fissure is merely a physical blow. What truly defines the title, Treasure of Ruin, is a concept that exists outside the laws of thermodynamics. Its signature technique, ruination. Ting Lu summons cataclysmic power from the vessel, unleashing a spiritual tsunami. This attack does not discriminate by size, nor does it care about defensive armor or power levels. It directly interferes with vitality, precisely vaporizing exactly half the life force of any entity it touches, the very concept of absolute ruin. When Ting Lu departs, it leaves behind only the fragments of a dead ecosystem, a horrific reminder of the physical world's fragility in the face of nature's wrath. However, no fortress is without a breach. Being constructed of earth and stone gives Ting Lu a fatal biological weakness: erosion. Torrential rains, water type, or deep burrowing roots, grass type, can penetrate and dissolve its muddy structure. That is precisely the method ancient monks utilized to defeat and seal it within the Groundblight Shrine thousands of years ago. They used life, water, and grass to bind death. But there is a truth that science and archaeology must admit. You can dissolve Ting Lu's earthen body, but you can never kill the bronze vessel. Because Ting Lu has no biological life cycle, it does not age. It is nourished by the darkest corners of the human soul. As long as humanity harbors war, greed, and fear, the ancient vessel will have the energy to continue siphoning earth and stone, regenerating its colossal deer-like body an endless number of times. Returning to the question at the beginning of the film, what happens when the ground unleashes its wrath? The earth did not betray us. It is merely reflecting the ancient sins that humanity itself buried.